Help us pay attention and be still. Help us do the things you prompt us to, and help us learn from you. You're welcome to this Wednesday's meeting. We gather because He commands us to gather. If you're here and you ever wonder why should we gather, the answer is simple. The Lord commands His people. Where two or three are gathered in my name, I am there in their midst. He expects you to gather. He expects His people to gather. Doesn't expect us to be and not gather. Anyone that says he's part of God's army and does not gather with other soldiers is a joker. It's nothing like a solo soldier. Can only be a soldier as part of a body. I hope all of you have signed into the God's Army Mobilizing channel on WhatsApp. As long as you're on WhatsApp, God's Army Mobilizing, go to channels on WhatsApp and get shared to everybody you know that's a Christian or wants to be. You know, the other day, someone sent me a message when he saw it on my status, and he said 99, I think, % of my dreams are about being in the army. Like, he saw a part of what was posted and he said, where's the rest? Because being a bit ignorant on status matters, I don't know if I've made up to 10 statuses in my life post. I sent this thing and it was cut. And he said, where's the rest? What's mine? Did I know what to do? I gave him the link to the channel. So, what's the point? And this is a grown-up man. And he said that 90-something% of my dreams have been about being in the army. He's in his 40s. He's almost 50. And if he's had all this, and this is the first time, it's like, wait. What's this you say about the army? Please. This is all I dream about. I need to understand it. Some people have those dreams and think it means they should join the physical army, when God is telling them, join the spiritual army. Join my spiritual army. How many of you have had a dream of being in the army before? Raise your hands. Modern army, ancient army, whatever kind of thing, you're wearing armor or something, it look like military of some sort, any kind of military. Okay, so these are the ones I can remember now. Some of you remember after I've eaten this, your dinner. So you go like, now that I've been refueled. I remember. It's okay, it's cool. And these things are the Lord reaching out to us and telling us, I want you to march with me. I want you to march with me. What are armies for? Armies are supposed to help entrench peace. Armies exist to ensure that there is peace. Without an army, there cannot be peace in a land. Any land that says, I want peace, all we want is peace. You will not have peace if you don't have an army. Why? Because the other side has an army. Sorry, your enemies have an army. Why do they have an army? So they can attack you and conquer you. That's why they have an army. They want to be able to rule over you. They want to have authority over you. They want to conquer you. They want to dominate you. And if they want to dominate you and you don't want to fight at all, what do you want him to do? In the future, God will help me put this in a form that you understand it better. I would have liked to. Do I have a pending questions? What a feeling. Good. I know I must have from some age, but he said no. I'll go with him. And so I'm trying to be free. And I know there are people that have questions. When there's time to ask questions, feel free to ask. But let's see if I can say some things about the making of an army. All right. Number one, war requires a grievance and trained soldiers. War requires that there be a grievance. Grieve, offense. There must be a reason for there to be war. Someone must be offended at someone or want something from someone. I'll give you an example of the kinds of things that have led to wars. People have sat down and said, we don't have enough space. I'm talking about historically. The reasons for war. Okay? Over the ages, over time, over seasons of life. On this earth, at different times, there have been wars that have shaken nations historically for as long as you can remember. What are some of the reasons they have been wars? Why have people fought historically? There are many examples, and I started to give an example. People are increasing. They are doing well, eating well, planting, getting good harvest. And they go like, our people are increasing. The land that feeds us won't be enough to feed us anymore. Do you understand? 500 mouths to feed. This land can feed it. But our women have put to bed. We first came here, 3 brothers. We had wives. People have been marrying, having children. This man has married 7 wives so far. This one 4. This land can feed 500 people comfortably. They cannot feed 800 to 1,500. And we know we will keep increasing. To our left is desert. To our right is the sea. To this other side, like this, are some other people who occupy that space. We've been friendly with them, trading with them. We will be destroyed though. Or we have to leave this land and go searching for a new land. In the process, we'll lose access to the sea, the fish. We'll lose access to the desert, which is a natural barrier. It's hard for people to attack us because on this side, before you cross this horrible desert and get to us, you die of thirst. The only problem we have is that to our right and to this other flank, the right angle on this side, are other people. They too, when we came here, they too arrived. They are about also 500. We can't push them away. But if we plan it well and surprise them with an attack and kill all their men, we can take their daughters and their wives and marry them and expand ourselves. Now down, they even have more land like that. Down. But they choose this path because it's close to the sea too. Let's take their land. But they will not give you their land. Who can see how war starts? If you know how many times war started like that. Simple, direct greed. Just, I want. You did it with your siblings. Pure greed. Just, I want. But you drag the biscuit. Like pure armed robbery. So stop judging. Just don't judge. That's how wicked humanity is. I want it for myself. What do you want me to do? I wanted it. You mean we should now move from where we are, cross, pass through them, travel to the other side and go? What about access to the sea? Instead of splitting, who knows that that's an option? A group of you split and move. Yes. Are you from Akwa Ibom State? I don't know the equivalent in Igbo. Ikorakpan. Who has heard of a village like that before? Ikorakpan. I see some hands. Who has heard of Ita Udoh or Ikorudo or Ikudo? Ikorakpan is Akpan's land, the first son's land. Ita Udoh is Udoh's land, second son's land. From some time in the past, Afaga, all of those were brethren, people related who went like, all right, my brother will see now. And they moved and settled somewhere in the middle of some bush, and with time expanded and filled it. Like that. In every place. This side is for the priest. This side are for the priest and the priest family. This side, all those names. Why you come across identical names all over Akwa Ibom State, in Igbo land, all sorts of places, any land, is simply named after how the migration happened. That's why you go to Abak, you hear the name of a village. Then you go down to Ikorobas, you hear a similar name and you're like, why do you have the same name? Because this is where they wait till they increase. Then some of the sons moved and moved down and settled there. Had their own. The other guys are their brothers, but from 400 years ago, from 300 years ago, from 200. Some is not even long. 100 years ago. How much more 1,000 years ago? When you hear all the names, Asian in Edo land, and you're wondering, how are you called Asian in Akwa Ibom? You're called Asian in up there. And you hear the story about how people came from Arochukwu, Long Juju, and came down, and you'll be shocked at how you're all related. Thinking we are from. No, it is not what you think. It is so different from what you think. It is so different. Don't worry, in the age to come, we will watch the history. It'll be very nice. And God will show you, look at this now. This is how you came, then you went like this. Now there are theories. There are theories which might have some truth. But there are old people that tell stories. So people moved and moved and moved and moved and moved and kept spreading and spreading and spreading and spreading like that. Establishing themselves in different spots. And they carried sometimes the same name. Mia. You hear about Mia in Abaklan. You hear about Mia in Parenin. You hear about me. Why do you have the same name? I want you to understand that people have fought for territory. Did you hear the first example I gave? Territorial expansion. The second, very common. Oh dear, should I give examples? I have to almost dictate. Territorial expansion, the first one I gave. Example. You've heard of Napoleon Bonaparte, the French emperor. He wanted to increase the space that France occupied. You've heard of World War II? World War II, Germany wanted to increase the space they occupied. Under who? Hitler. The Bible, Joshua, when it really increasing, they were claiming a territory. Second, resource scarcity, or you can say economic gain. For economic purposes, that's another reason people go to war. Okay. For resources, water. Water is a very big resource. A lot of battles have happened over water. In the desert places, battles have happened because they want water. There was a war between the English and the Dutch in the 17th century. It was over controlling of trade routes. Where do the ships pass? Where do the goods, the goods from one side to the other? Do you see what President Trump just did with Panama Canal? Okay, there's a place called Panama Canal that America built more than 100 years ago. America built a canal. A canal is, there's a natural river that passes through places. But if a country comes and builds a canal, in Lagos they have canals. If you look at Italy, Venice, I think Sicily also, they have lots of canals. If you look at some of the Dutch countries, they have canals where you control. It's like you use cement blocks, and create a direction for water to flow through. Now, these trade canals are things that they can open and ships can enter or goods can pass, and they close. It's controlled. You have to pay to pass through our waters. Pay, pass through. Pay, pass. So America built it. And then years later, somehow China ended up managing it for the country of Panama. And then when President Trump came, he went like, no. We built this thing. How can you give it to China? Our ships will come to pass with goods. And we'll be paying for something we built. Yes, there was a president, Jimmy Carter, who didn't do too well. Handed it back to them completely with no rights. It's like, wow, you spent so much. We suffered so much. What do you mean? I heard someone say that the president said the number of people that died and the amount spent, that it's not true, that it's exaggerated. Maybe it is. But we do know they built the Panama Canal, mainly, and they spent a lot. I think Teddy Roosevelt, many years ago. Not Delano. There was a Teddy, Theodore Roosevelt, a president they had. So, the point is this. So they had a fracas, and then Panama has allowed America to come back to, but the whole idea is that China shouldn't. If it was ancient times, even till now, they would fight. Fight, 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 fight. Whoever is stronger, now take it. They still fight now, but it's a slightly different way of fighting. So it's for economic gain. Because when I'm coming to pass, I have to pay this heavy tax. Why should I pay this heavy tax? I'm stronger than you. I'll kill you. Or I want the canal for myself. If you will agree to come under me, good. If you don't, hey. So I think even it might have been war involved when they built it. Anyways, so trade routes. That's what trade routes mean. People fight for that. They fight for um, that's under resource economic gain or resource scarcity. And the Iraq Kuwait war, when Iraq invaded Kuwait, remember years ago? Oh, you've heard rumors about the Kuwait war. Oh dear God. Okay, you've heard of Saddam Hussein? Good. So Saddam Hussein was the Iraqi president, and there was a time he invaded Kuwait over oil. Whatever, America and other nations came in and fought and defended Kuwait. So Kuwait was free because they pushed out Saddam. Is that okay? Good. If you get that point, then you understand why that there can be wars over property. And it's even suspected that the war after that, where America invaded Iraq, there was for oil too. Because they said, oh, nuclear weapons, and they went in and they said, where are the nuclear weapons? That was likely false. And it was because they wanted Iraq's oil too. So there are different reasons. Only God knows fully everything. All right, so I've given you what? 2 reasons for war. What's the first one? The second one was resource scarcity. And those are all real, legitimate reasons. Not, oh God, that's a legitimate. You get the point. When you get the point, like people go to war over these things. They go to war over this. Another reason they go to war is religion. A lot of why Islam conquers places to spread their religion. Do you know Christianity used to do that too? Yes. They say to spread the message of the cross. Now, once it's Christian, there are 2 kinds of people that move with Christianity under the excuse of the cross. One are the ones who are actually looking for economic reasons, because Jesus would no way expand through through the sword. It's not possible. He said he who lives by the sword will die by the sword. So there's no way it is an attempt at religious expansion, But there is a real group of people, like when you hear them. Have you heard Nigerians, criticize and say the white man just came to take from our country and pretended they brought their religion? Have you heard all that? Good. And the truth is, it's not true that they just came to take. Missionaries came. Have you heard people claim that, it wasn't real mission, this thing, that it was, that it was, they just came for our money and they pretended that they came for something else. I want you to know that that's not true. Okay, don't believe everything you hear. How many of you have heard it and used to believe it? Well, maybe it's true. Maybe they just came to take our property and they now pretend that they came to help us. Anybody? Good. Okay, you didn't raise your hand because you heard it, but you didn't believe it. Sure? I hope so. Truth be told, is that there were 2 groups of people that came. The Goldies. Who is from Calabar? Goldie Street. Gold is a human being. A white man came, okay? Now, there are those ones who came for money. They came to make cash. They came to become rich. They were exploring and taking the risk. In fact, if a lot of a country was cut out of business people, in fact, when they come to do business and someone else comes to drag, they'll now call their country, come and help. We'll see these people that have been supplying us with palm oil. See, so businessmen usually go first. Businessmen are the people that open up many places. They open up many places with their willingness. Have you heard the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil? That's why a lot of evil spreads. They tell you two things. They say if you can't find a Coca-Cola depot or a missionary, I've forgotten which church, maybe you shouldn't go to that place. Coke has been known to go where nobody else goes. So money making has been the primary reason many people have spread. So there's always, you hear them, once they hear there's an opportunity, even if it's missionaries or good, businessmen will try to jump on that boat to come and expand their business. Unfortunately, you know what the locals would think when, as you came, there's also this businessman that came and started exploiting their people at the same time. You know they will associate you together. They will say you came under the cover of religion. Don't believe that nonsense. Why would Mary Slessor, which business was Mary Slessor doing? Now, because that white person that would come then, likely the business people would try to also be friendly with them now, seeing that they can help calm things. Think now, just think. These ones come preaching peace and religion. These ones come saying, will you buy, will you sell? So I can be rich back home. Then there are even the missionaries that are not that single-minded. Like, well, what's wrong with gaining from it? While I'm here, I'll be buying something and selling too. Do you get? And some of you wouldn't think two times about it. There's nothing bad in it now. I went to preach in Kano. I saw some wrappers. I bought it cheap to come and sell. You wouldn't think it's a big deal. There's a context in which he may be, and there's a context he may not be. You're thinking of Paul the Apostle moving around and also doing business. But you're thinking of him buying things from Crete to sell in Jerusalem. You know, it might tamper with his ability to focus. So again, just see the possibilities for the mixture. And don't believe those who say, no, they did not come to, they came to deceive you so they can rape your country. Don't believe it. They are sincere people that came bringing the word of God. Then naturally, the white man that came with them, who has had Christianity as their culture and religion, will also be in quote a Christian now. You go to church, Abby. So when you see one white man, the missionary, the priest, the whatever, and you see the businessman, and two of them in some God-forsaken, in quote, village, in darkness, in a place surrounded by savages, don't you think they'll be close? You don't think they'll build one compound and live together and have security? You don't think you want to see someone who uses fork and knife too? You think you want to... Can you understand how they'll tie them in and say they are one and the same? That they are in bed together, that they are all the same. And they'll attribute, this white man here may be arguing with this other white businessman every day. You have no right to be flogging the natives like that. He may not agree at all with slavery or anything. But if those natives attack that place and start killing white men, they will kill all. Is anybody learning? These are the realities of life. It's reality. So they don't just understand and run with the understanding. All right. So did I say religion, ideology? Good. Now, if you know about the Crusades were when the Muslims had taken over, in quotes, the Holy Land, Jerusalem. So the Crusades, 10th century, 11th century, 12th century, they went to try and conquer it back and win the Jerusalem back. The priests would tell them, the church would tell them that it's God's will that they conquer it back. So there are times Jerusalem was completely, that trouble that is still happening in Jerusalem now half of it is Muslim, has a mosque. The other part, the temple, where the temple ought to be. That wahala has not ended. And it will continue till Jesus comes. This end of the age. That's what you see happening. This trouble, the whole earth, war, wahala everywhere. All is connected. All join. It's the same thing. Territory, religion. And this one says, so the British, the French, different ones, people joined the crusade, like, let me do something for God. And they went to fight, chase out the Moors, the caliphate, kick them out, and they would fight and all that. Religious regions, ISIS, this ISIS is a caliphate based group. They want to establish a caliphate. So when they move around killing and trying to put them, that's Islam, pure, unadulterated, radical Islam. The idea will be to establish a caliphate. What? Our own Boko Haram. The same mindset. When they join together, it's the same mindset. Those ones don't come and say, let's live side by side. They want to. Either you submit, become a Muslim, and stay under them, or, even back then, it said that they had some sultans, some caliphs, who did not force, even allow the Jews to, and they lived together in those spaces. So religion and ideology is the third reason I gave you, and it leads to battles and wars. There was a battle in Ireland, a 30 years war. No, that's not the 30 years war. That's the Irish. You've heard of the Catholics and Protestants, and they fought for years. When I was growing up, that they were fighting, attacking each other, throwing bombs. UK was over them, and they just kept fighting. And it's a matter of which side you're on. I'm Protestant and Catholic, literally. Now, many of people fighting are not Christians at all. They don't give a hoot. Just give me a title to come under. Just let's do violence. Any title will go, and all that. So there's been battles, but in 1618 to 1648 was initially a Catholic Protestant conflict, and all these clashes. All right. Number 4 reason why there's war is revenge and retaliation. Revenge, retaliation, fighting. What you people did to me. That's what happens in many, many villages, many towns, many countries. We will get back at you guys. Get back at you. World War I was because the Archduke Ferdinand was killed, was assassinated. And the other side went like, what? You killed the Archduke? We kill you. And this side joined, this side joined, this side joined. Austria, Hungary, join this side, join Germany. Boom, it ended with Germany completely defeated. So you know what World War II was? Germany saying, we reclaim our place. And Germany beat up almost everybody. So there's a lot of that. The Greco-Persian Wars, where Greece had defeated Persia. And Persia says, I'll fight back and defeat you for defeating us. Again, it just goes on. So some battles. I don't want to talk about your village war. I don't want to talk about Okuiboku. Who knows? Anybody from Okuiboku here? Okuiboku here. Here. From Okuiboku. But you didn't grow up there. You know the place, okay. Okuiboku here. And the people on the other side. The Igbo side is what? Okorofion, there is not the Igbo side, sorry, Okorofion. I'm missing Ngwa and Iko Moisian Ngwa. Here, Kwai State and Abia State. Be killing themselves, buying people like this. I'm sure we have Ngwa people here, and we have Iko Moisian. Let's not introduce them. But years ago, I talked about it. No, we introduce them. They might be friends. You find out your best friend is... you have a Romeo and Juliet problem, Yeah, he's a Montague, he's a Capulet. You don't know the Capulet and Montague families, okay? Used to have an album. Turn your eyes away. He's a Montague. Da, 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 da. Speak no more of this young villain, he's our only foe. A Capulet should know. Turn your eyes away. Oh, but I love him. Oh, how I love him. I know I love him. Now, if I can sing an unbelieving song, no, I was 8 years old. So I just reached into my 7-year-old, 8-year-old brain. I don't know who sing am. I know say there was a disc that we used to play like that. The whole point is this: Montague and Capulet. That's how I remember it. There's no way I remember that from. So don't think I'm that intelligent. It's the song. It's the song. Romeo and Juliet. And that story about two families that hated themselves so badly. And all that happens. And it's revenge, oh. Ita of Young 2017, when we were doing outreach close by in E2, and they're fighting, and we could hear the guns going boom, 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 ka, boom, bam, bam, bam. I don't like saying it, but it happened. It happened. And they will kill themselves and eat. They cannibalize themselves, yes. While all of Nigeria was shouting about Benue State herdsmen, they were eating themselves here. It's not they told me. The people, ask the people that were in church with us years ago, they were telling. I told them, I used to tell, I say politics. People are following politics. Islamic. I say it's politics. They will not hear. I say it's politics. You will not hear. There is Islamize. It's an attempt. I say it's a lie. They are not attempting to Islamize. You will not hear. Politics. So they talk nonsense in your ear. You believe all. Oh yeah, if the problem is that they are killing people, why was nobody in Nigeria talking about the fact that they're killing people here? As the people here don't matter. It's only when they kill 1 or 2 or 5 people or 10 people or 100 in Benue State. What about the 20 and 50 and 100 they killed here? Nobody talked about it. You won't even hear. You check the news, you won't see it at all. Meanwhile, there are videos, phone videos of headless bodies being carried on a bike to go and be eaten in the square, roasted. I mean, we're doing outreach in E2, we saw it. We prayed, for example, and God, the prayer team that was praying, it was one of those times we were praying for 200 and something days, on and off, multiple groups were praying, and somewhere in between there, we saw. It's one of the only battles we didn't fight. After one of those prayer meetings, I shut it down. We left that battle. God told us, do you want to fight this now? I'm like, what's our business? I beg. I pulled back the troops. I'm serious. They were pulling people's clothes physically. People are here praying. You're feeling them dry. People are running out. You're praying, and people are the kind of blood-curdling screams. It was as though God transported the prayer team to the place. We saw the deity, that a massive snake in that river. Massive. So then people, multiple revelations. We're taken to the past. Saw the 7 men, ancient people, how they got together. The Awahala. At that time, I was saying, I wish I knew someone from that place. All the revelations we had, I don't know, it's probably somewhere. Like, whoa, let's leave this war. Let this one be for what? Person go die. It was bad. And we saw 7 ancient men. Wickedness from ancient times. I am telling this teacher in this school, we are doing an outreach. We prayed for, because I go there as I used to go a couple of times every week, and I'm hearing boom, boom, boom in the distance. Say they are fighting. And we asked. And I said, we are praying for that place. And we saw 7 old men. I didn't finish the sentence. She said, oh, Afaritiaba. That the place has 7 villages. We don't know any of these things. I'll say once, you give me the real thing. She's not giving me history. It's not from a vision. How is she knows? She stands there and calls her brother, who is there inside the place, a fisherman, inside. Brother, I hope you're safe. Oh, he said, oh, we're okay. Yeah. They are passing pictures of beheaded human. People are calling people and say, I told you I'll eat your brother. I told you. The most horrific thing I've ever experienced. They call me, baby, Tata. We are going to eat. Talk about demons. Very scary. I don't like telling this. I've said this once or twice over many years. But I want you to know that the war is serious. It's not a physical battle. No? And she started telling me about how a missionary had come that many years and he had cursed the place. They had killed or attacked some missionary, someone many years ago, and he cursed them. God, may you never collect a curse and be guilty. If someone curses you, let it not. The Bible says a curse without a cause does not land. So it's and live. But to be guilty, then can't curse you. Which is why God tells his servants not to curse people. The thing will land like this. Bah! Which year did whoever caused them die? I've forgotten his name. Some white man. The thing is still holding them. Holding the whole place. 100 years later. Or two, who knows how long. More, maybe, likely more. So, you don't want a curse to land. Again, what's my point? A lot of that is rooted in revenge. Revenge. At the time, that spirit just turned and looked at some of our people. Big. I said, maybe not fight this one. Let's go and fight. Let's go to Unio now. And I'm 14. Went and fought for W6. That had some serious darkness that was supposed to come. I'm sure God reduced it. Yes, they wounded people, they stole people's phones within some days, but it reduced. It wasn't serious. The girl that had a wound, it was because they hit her head with the edge of the bottom of, So again, and I'm giving the example. I'm giving an example of warfare. Now, God showed us that before any happened. And it was so real that we told some people, we want some of you to go and take rooms in that hostel so you can set up a protection and be holding devotion. We didn't even have people there, so they used to go from this main annex to go and pray there every morning for morning devotion, just to try and push back the darkness we saw coming. And it's good I'm giving that example because some of you, when I'm talking about the army of the Lord, you don't understand. Think it's theory or in the future. No, when people do nothing, bad things happen. Bad. There are stories I can't tell you, and in the future I'll tell you. Bad things happen when nobody does anything. But one trained spiritual soldier can push back. He can do all sorts. God can use you and achieve all sorts of things. But when nobody wants to be a soldier, you just love being a civilian. Know that you will be in the news and it won't be good. You'll be in the spiritual news, on the spiritual news headlines, amongst those who are just defeated. Anything that comes just defeats you, defeats your place, wherever you are. There's no defense because there's no soldier. Or sometimes there's one soldier and you need at least 5. But there's only one soldier. For all of you that hate any idea of suffering for Jesus, make sure you don't complain about the suffering you and everyone around you suffer too. Because nobody agreed to be a soldier. Nobody stood in the gap. Now, if you're thinking right now as I'm talking, what about you people that ran? Frank, how much? Yeah? Come, I'll send you. Come, I'll send you. Okiboku. We didn't even have anybody from there. It's because I was there. We were doing outreach in that place in Itu. And I said, when they hurt you for body, just went back. Oh yeah, people, we got to pray for it. Who knew? Who knew? No. It was too much. How you go to pray for you? Something they pull your clothes from. They are not sleeping or not in your dream. You are awake. People are praying and going, ah! physically, yeah. Do you know how many things we have prayed about in our life already? So which one was this one? It was too much. It was wild. It was wild. I'm having a meeting. You hear people shrieking like they will die. I'm like, what is? Stop the prayer. Stop. Some of you don't understand that you can. People get hurt. You can get hurt physically. Not can. People get hurt. Many servants of God are hurt from spiritual battle. Two ways they are hurt. One, they are overcome by sin. The devil has hammered them till they fall. Two, that is, they fall into sin. Then now he can own them. He can take over. They start preaching nonsense. A lot of preachers are preaching nonsense. You hear what they used to preach long ago. All that. The devil has taken them captive. But he doesn't destroy them completely because they are more useful to him if they keep being preachers and they become a channel to talk nonsense and deceive people. So he takes them captive to serve him. 2 Peter 2, he takes them captive so he can serve. They can serve him. They become a tool in his hand. So the devil doesn't try to. If you think you just kill a servant of God, he kills if he can, if you're a continuous threat. But if you're more useful, you can be used to deceive millions of people. Why would he kill you? You'll be a top workman for him, a job man. He'll use you well. The devil is not reckless. He's a master strategist. He learned from the best. Have you seen Jesus, God, save people and use them from the kingdom of darkness and use them greatly to lead men to Christ? Why would you think Satan will do anything else? Same principle. Deceive them, confuse them, get them to break all sorts of covenants. Use them. Don't remove them from the pulpit. If they stand with a Bible, they can turn more people away from God holding a Bible than if they left Christianity completely. Who will follow them? So keep them there. Then there are situations where it hits them with sickness, hits them with attacks, tries to use them to bring shame to the name of God, and does all sorts of things. Knowing that if they fall, many will fall with them because they're carrying so many. This is how the enemy fights us. Warfare. God wants an army because the devil wants revenge and God wants revenge. Someone say, how can you say God wants revenge? Vengeance is mine. Who said that? Is it you? It's God. I'll repay. God wants revenge. He wants to take back what is his. How many of you know the earth is the Lord? He wants to take. How many of you know the whole world lies under the power of the evil one? 1 John chapter 5. Yes. 1 John chapter 5. The whole world. The devil has found a way to cover things. 1 John 5 verse 19.
We know that we are children of God and that the whole world is under the control of the evil one.
So the whole world has come somehow under the control. Satan has been controlling things left, right. He has done it gradually, stealthily, openly, violently, surreptitiously, different methods. But he has somehow brought even churches under him. He has brought education system under him, especially outside this country. He has, but even here, people will be copying white people. White people start teaching nonsense in schools. Look at like parts of America and UK. They teach nonsense till they are teaching children that can barely walk or talk about lesbianism, gay, drawing it in pictures, teaching them pornography. Like unbelievable nonsense. Just teaching. That they sit in primary school and it's in their storybook. That's how the devil does. He puts out every area. TV, music, movies, that is theater, sports. Have you seen old sportswear? Have you seen modern sportswear? The fabric is finishing. There's not enough fabric left. Finishing. You're playing lawn tennis. You have to wear pants. You have to, so there's no clothes left. Aiming for it. Swimmers, every court, everything. So the devil goes into every area. Which other area? Family. What every area? Family. He brings under him. He takes over family law. Takes over family. I told you guys here some time ago how, why they like taking children from fathers in America and giving to mothers. And many children grow up without a father, because, or why many black Americans don't have fathers; they have only mothers. Because if the woman marries, they they'll stop giving her welfare money. Government will stop giving her money, so she has children with the man or different men. Government will keep giving her money. She'd rather have no husband and have children. Of course, those boys grow up without fathers, and a child without a father, not boys only, and female without a father, is hopeless. It's like going back to ancient times in the bush. In fact, it's worse, because in that bush they had father and mother. So people grow up wild. They don't even know what to do. You look at them, you wonder, wow, why are you like this? The fabric of their family is torn. When slavery ended in America, they had only about 20% absence of fathers. As of how many years ago? Almost 70%. With all the freedom. Blacks, I mean. And the major difference between them and the whites is that the whites tended to have families, fathers and mothers. Just that. So the devil brought but I was giving you a major reason they give even when they divorce. Because they'll tell the man to pay alimony, to keep paying money till the child becomes an adult, around 18 years old. The father will keep paying. So that money he sends can take care of maybe the woman and the children. So women would deliberately divorce their husband. But it doesn't stop there. It still sounds so evil. Why would they do that? Because part of all the money he pays goes to the government. Part of all the money he pays goes to the government. And then you've heard of them taking children and putting in foster care. Say, you beat your child? You beat the child? Madam, you're under arrest. What? It's my child. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, next thing they take away your child and put in foster care. Say, do you people want to take care of a child? They'll pay you to take care of a child for government. Out of that money they'll pay you, government takes part. Literally, it's for money making. Literally, they'll scatter your family to make money. Now, all these years, I've known it's bad. It's just last year. I knew it was for cash. Crazy. Crazy. I gave you another example. All these years, the love of money is an evil thing. Anybody that tries to tell me otherwise, I'll be your enemy. Just this year, I found out. A major reason so many white people do not give birth naturally is because CS is costlier, so you can make more money. All those things are people who start copying. They are already trying. You just want to come pay 20, 30,000 and have children. Eh? You want government has covered in some places childbirth. Just give birth like that. We not even make money off you. Madam, you need CS. 300 and something thousand, 400 something. So at the end of it, they can count do. Someone's life. You don't care about her body, her husband, their life. How many much? Wow. Money. Love of money. Anyways. Let's go on. This was a preamble for the main thing. Revenge and retaliation. All right. If you read in Judges 20, you see when they fought Benjamin, a similar thing. Another reason, sometimes nations go to war to defend themselves or to strike before they attack. It's called defense or preemptive strikes. If you want a heading, defense or preemptive strikes. Defense with an S, not a C. Defense. The 6-Day War in Israel, 1967. Israel launched preemptive strikes against Egypt, Syria, and Jordan. It just happened again when they attacked Lebanon. How many of you remember when the walkie-talkies were exploding in people's pockets, the pagers? So Lebanon was said to be about to attack, alleged to be about, they were ready to shoot rockets into Israel, as they have been shooting small, but they wanted to pour a lot. And these people attacked them. Pa, 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 pa. So sometimes you You attack beforehand. And you also see it in the Second World War when, Britain and France declared war on Germany. Now, Germany had already started attacking people. But these other ones declared war because if they attack this one, they're going to attack us. And eventually, Germany invaded France too. They invaded France. They bombed Britain. Have you read Chronicles of Narnia? Have you heard about, in some form, of Chronicles of Narnia? I know. You want me to say, have you watched? That's what I'm saying. Have you heard about, in some form? You see those children going in the train, going somewhere? They're going to the countryside because of the Second World War. That's the context of that. They went to stay with a relative away from London, the town, because they were bombing London in real life. For real, that happened. C.S. Lewis wrote those things after the war, during the war and after. Mere Christianity, all those were speeches on radio. It was during the war. It was a great source of encouragement to many people. So people were being really hurt. People were suffering a lot. Bad things were happening. So they're bombing UK. All right. So the whole point is Britain and the rest declared war on Germany before Germany came against them, because they knew Germany would eventually come against them. So they declared war against them. So a major reason you fight, please note, I'm telling you these things for a reason. A major reason you fight, either preemptively, defensively, is to prevent yourself from being attacked. Who wants to be attacked first? Every time after you've lost one leg and one arm before you start. Who would like to not lose anything? So you fight. So sometimes you have to attack first. You don't wait till they attack you. Don't wait till he puts one bullet in you, then you try and put him down. Because that one bullet he puts might take you out. Is this clear? All right. Then nationalism or ethnic conflicts. Ethnic conflicts is a reason for war. Remember the Rwandan war in 1994? Remember how they fought? The Rwandan war was the Hutus and the Tutsis. The Tutsis were the ruling Tola in the past. The Belgians, who were their colonial masters, worked with the Tutsis more. They more of like the ruling class. They used them, and the Hutus were shorter and more oppressed. Many, many years later, you have Rwanda and Burundi. Many years later, these ones are still living together. In Rwanda, the white men have gone since. Colonialism has ended in that way. The Hutus, who have carried a grievance since, they don't know who bombed the plane with their newly elected Hutu leader. They declared war and carried machetes. Who has watched Hotel Rwanda or sometime in April? Sometime in April, I like telling everybody to go and watch it. Watch it. That is compulsory watching for us. If you're in this church, watch it. And thank God for Nigeria. Because you people almost created that in this country. With your hatred. The same evil spirit of Rwanda. Use your mouth. Say, I'm angry, Joe. Shut up. Keep quiet. You don't know anything. You'll be summoning demons. If you see the demons that were coming out of the soil, and they say, demons, you're calling. When you hate long, spirits invade you. For someone who is new, you're visiting, you're new. You don't know what I'm talking about. You know the Islamist agenda wants to finish you. Do you know you have a Muslim president and vice president? Why is nobody talking about Islam agenda? Nobody. When you had a president and a Christian pastor as a vice president, that's all you talked about. You have two in power, two complete. Two Muslims in power. How come nobody is talking about Islamic agenda? And you still believe what you used to say a few years ago? Now, if you're part of this church, you were here back then, nothing surprises you. You were told all these things. Zero surprise. How can you have two Muslims in power? Two. How come nobody is talking about Islamic agenda? How come nobody cares about Islamic anything? We are just peaceful. We are just quiet. In Buhari's time, day and night. Meanwhile, it was just politics. And they shouted about it in first term more than second term. Why? Because first term, if you can shout it loud enough, he won't win second term. It was just politics. Why? Because that as so-called Islamic agenda was stronger when Jonathan was there. They took over more territory when Jonathan, a Christian, was there. When Buhari came, he reduced the territory. He pushed Boko Haram out far more. They killed far more people under Jonathan. It was worse than Jonathan. So what are you talking about? He reduced under Buhari. I said, no, he's killing our people. So Jonathan was killing his people. Jonathan is a Christian. The whole point is all that was politics. It wasn't real. And Nigerians were here speaking. You don't know what happened in Rwanda. That's when I told other people, you better go and watch it. On radio, they took over radio, like what Radio Biafra was doing in this land. Beginning to do the same evil spirit. And they would say cockroaches. Kill the cockroaches. Referring to the Tutsis. So they killed nearly 1 million people in 3 weeks. With machetes. Your child is a mother Hutu, father Tutsi. The child is the producer of cockroaches. They hacked, they killed human beings still. Have you seen 10 dead bodies in one place before? Do you know what it is to see 100 dead bodies? Do you know what it is to see 1,000 dead bodies? Do you know what it is to see 100,000 dead bodies? Do you know what 900,000 dead bodies are? Your brain cannot manage it. Your brain cannot manage seeing 900,000 dead people in a tiny country, tiny like this, in 3 weeks. And then the same petrol and firewood was being shared around this country everywhere. Ask them what you're angry at. You're angry at what someone said, not what someone did. If you check well, you find out you're talking nonsense. Say something must be true before you say it. How many people checked what they're saying? I saw a video. Some South Africans went to the train station in Nigeria, the new train stations. Who has been to the train stations in Lagos, Butemeta, Abeokuta? Who has passed through it? Raise your hand properly. You can't deal. I say, I don't know it yet. Who else? A few of you. Are they lovely? Are they lovely? Oh, which one did you, I hope it's in the last few years. Oh. I say, are they lovely or not responding? You think the one outside this country is finer than that? Are they their international standard? You want a picture like you went abroad? Go to Butemeta. Go to Abeokuta. Go to Ado. Just go to Ibadan. Just go to any of the. Take a picture there. Take a picture. Anybody will believe you traveled abroad. I'm not joking. It's lovely. What's my point? Some people from South Africa came and went through it. I saw the comments online, a YouTube video. Buhari was still president. And a Nigerian came on there and was swearing and shouting, it's a lie. It's a lie. This does not exist. Liars. Physical things people are in. That's how much Nigerians didn't believe in anything good about their country till today. I saw someone comment, if not for only this one that Buhari has done, I forgive him for all the other things he has not done. At the time that train station was being talked about, Buhari had done more than maybe 10,000 projects all over this country that I'd seen with my eyes. I'm talking to not a pilot, he worked with the airport. And he said, Ita, we're classmates in secondary school. He said, if you can show me one thing. I was like, I've seen thousands already, watched videos, pictures. One man came, was shouting, saying he used to attack the government. After these are the ones that when people talk about it, they'll say they have paid him. The guy was staying outside the country. He happened to meet with the news media this thing of Buhari. The man said, please, the summary of what I know. Please, from this, well, it's okay. If you can go around to every local government, there are 774. and check for what the federal government has done in them. I don't know how many he went to, 80 or 100. He stopped. He was given a job. Go around. You're saying we have not done anything. Go around. He went around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He stopped. He just changed. Because they found out that the man had done more within a short time. You know, some people don't understand people who do things and don't trumpet it. Many people don't understand those kinds of people at all. Someone that can be doing a lot. And okay, who has passed Second Niger Bridge? Who has passed it? The bridge at Asaba, crossing from Onitsha, the new one. Who has passed that bridge? The new bridge. Out of these hands that are up, who passed the old one? What's the comparison? How many years did the man take to build that bridge? Do you know how many governments have been supposed to build that bridge? One of the pillars is like a 7-story building. One, each pillar. And there are how many pillars? Why you know that one is you have to pass it, so you must see it. Massive work of, they say, of course, while they're still building, people already start pulling out the wires to sell, start pulling out the parts. And he did that in the time he was there. Then he did tens of thousands of massive projects around the country. And someone is asking me, can you tell me one thing he has done? Why do you even start to answer someone that is that deceived? You are that deceived. Even with something like Second Niger Bridge. Just the cost of Second Niger Bridge alone. Why do you think others didn't do it? In spite of talking about it endlessly. Is it not because of the cost? What they call political will to damn things and do very hard and costly things. All over these nations, airports were refurbished fantastically. Port Harcourt Airport won 20 wedding, the worst airport on earth. I'm not joking. On earth. All sorts of things. The man came, made the airports of international standard, did all sorts of things. Because of politics, all they did was attack the man non-stop. My pain was not attacking him. It is attacking someone falsely. If you've been attacked falsely, it pains extra. If you're attacked, but your guilt is small. When the opposite of when you're being attacked for the opposite of what is being said, is extra painful. You take your last money, you give someone that says they're in need. Someone say you're soliciting a prostitute. You pick a sick person, you drop. Or you're driving and you say, let me help you, I'm going that way. They drag you out and beat you nearly to death, saying you're a kidnapper. Do you know how painful that is? The opposite of reality. You say, let me take the risk and go in and help. A man of God, they took in someone who had demonic issues, was in the house. Everybody has gone out. This lady is in her room. He walks into the room. He used to be a medical doctor. He was an intercessor, national, international. And as he enters the room, the lady has removed all her clothes. She starts rolling. The demon says, I'll scream. They will arrest. That. Demons are not playing with you. Like he tells him directly, this is a setup. Yes. Because what will you say? You're in the house alone, your house. So you allow someone come and stay because something they worry. Your wife don't go work. Everybody don't come out. Next day, a young lady comes out. Naked. See what he did to me. Who will listen? Recently they just released a man in America. I told you. Did you hear it? A man that was, thank God, it was only for 1 month or so he was in prison. A young lady said he assaulted her. Then she now felt bad when they sentenced him. Now told someone that is a lie, that she just didn't like his face. Someone they've sent to prison already. You have finished sending a man to prison. People are shouting. Do you know how many times that has happened? Wait till judgment day. You see how many women will go to hell. No, wait. Wait now. You believe me when the time comes. Do you know how many women have done that? Do you know how many men have died or gone to prison for a woman that nothing happened? You have no clue. You have no clue. Very many. All she has to do is scream. You haven't heard of, is it a bitch, Bensley that was? The woman was where Jack, he hears the pom pom on the door. And it's his wife also that opens. Thank you, was with her. As they're opening the door, this woman, she's not wearing anything under. Boom! And a photographer is standing there. Prack! But now woman in the hall. The picture can't be useless. Look at that kind of setup. Look at that kind of setup. The one I heard in the house, I said, I think it's the boat. One I heard in the house, I say is that they hid the woman in his wardrobe. She was in his wardrobe, waiting for him. Wearing nothing, almost, waiting. So she would spring out. I can't remember what happened, but they found her partially burned. Fire burned her. By the time they rushed her to the hospital, she went and died. Something to that effect. Fire. Let the devil not use you against a true servant of God. May the devil not use you. I told you about Pastor Kumi's son. The woman was pregnant. She said, "Nine be papa." He said, "Amy." She said more. He can't read 9 months. Picking no come out. 10 months. Picking no come out. 11 months. Picking no come out. Now say it's not him. That's how you would have carried your son in Kumuyi when you don't know the father is. And of course, so you have to know. Now that's warfare. That's still warfare. Look at the kinds of things the devil does. Look at the kinds of things that the devil does. Because it's war. It's you that thinks there's no war. There's a war, a raging war.